Do you remember the episode we had about suck it or you suck?
Yeah. How that's really not a nice phrase to use because it's referencing the sucking of something.
Yes, but do you remember what you looked up and I learned a new word. Thank you, Ridge. Ridge teaches me so many things. Entomology, is that right?
Etymology.
Etymology?
Yes, yeah.
So the root of the word?
Yeah.
Is that etymology?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
You would think that he was the published author.
Etymology. The study, history, origin, or evolution of words.
Yeah, so the word you suck ended up being an inferior suckling of a teat. So
like a pig, right? That just can't quite latch on.
Or it has non-typical teats on a cow or a pig where it has like a small one. It just does not produce the milk that it should.
Okay, so it's referencing the teat.
Yes.
That you're a poor teat.
Bad teat. Bad. And then is suck eggs was something you said you had heard.
Suck eggs, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately I remember this stuff, and I don't know why, but sucking eggs, because that was something we had. I don't know where that came from. But the modern term of suck is definitely not those things. And that's where that podcast went. That's where that episode went.
Sure.
That's back when we were doing Sunday Shorts. You remember Sunday Shorts?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and you would tell somebody to suck it, you weren't... I don't know exactly what I was thinking, but I was not thinking of a poor milk-producing teat.
No. We'll let the listeners imagine the poor fluids-producing membrane.
Gland?
So, anyway, but yeah, so we had that as a topic some time ago. And what came up the other day is people on Facebook, and Rita was involved in this. I wish I could bring her in to talk to her about it and ask where this actually came from. But she was using the word, and I guess it's how you pronounce.
Rita was using the word?
Yes. Well, she's the one that brought the subject up. Because someone on Facebook had posted on their storyline, whatever it is, or whatever, their post. How you pronounce words does make a difference, right?
Sure.
Like putting a comma in a sentence. And if we do ever release the dad jokes episode, I had a joke where it makes a difference.
Yes.
Whereas I helped my Uncle Jack off of a horse. And if you put the comma in a different spot, it changes the whole meaning of that.
Or ignore
phrase.
the comma.
Or ignore it altogether and put it all together.
Yeah. Okay.
So it really depends on how you pronounce these words. But what they used on Facebook was, my son just did this thing. And gushing is a word, right?
Yeah, gushing. Like if somebody is like, they're giving you lots of praise.
Yes. Yeah, you're gushing over somebody.
Yeah,
oh, it's amazing.
Lots of praise.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Right. But this person uses the word, and Rita brought it up. It was not gushing. It was gush, and Ridge is smiling. So the other way to pronounce that is gush. And I've never heard...
Is there a difference between those two?
There's definitely a difference. In my mind, there is.
Gush and gush. What about those little fruit snacks the kids eat?
Fruit gushers?
Gooshers? Gushers.
Yeah.
Okay, so gush and goosh.
Yeah. So...
But is there really a difference?
I don't know. That's the thing. I hope the listeners are following this a little bit and think, yeah, there's a difference maybe. I don't know if you all think there's a difference. I definitely feel like there's a difference. If you're gushing over somebody, like, that is a perfectly normal thing. Like,
Sure.
You love something that somebody did.
Yeah.
But I've never heard anybody say, oh, Shelby walked in and oh, gush. I don't really know where to go with this, Ridge. I've talked myself into a corner, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe some insight to that.
Okay.
I don't know how deep we can get with trying to keep this a family show.
Yeah.
PG-13 family show.
Right.
I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't know how much you can really say.
Yeah.
Without getting too profane.
Yeah, well, I do think there's a difference. Do you agree that there's a difference, or do you think there's, it's just a slight variation of the word? Female anatomy is what I think of when someone says the word gush.
I think that there is a phrase that is the male equivalency of that. that really was very popular to say probably like 10 years ago. And I particularly think of an SNL skit with Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
It was basically the same thing that you're talking about, but it was the male equivalency when you're talking about something that's good or something that's exciting, that really just gets you like amped up.
I'm really drawing a blank right now. To be honest with you, I'm not just trying to get you to say it.
Yeah.
I really am drawing a blank.
Remember the song In My Pants?
Yeah.
In my pants.
Oh.
When you walked in the room and I just in my pants.
Justin Timberlake sung that?
Yeah, on SNL, right?
Oh.
Wasn't it him and Andy Samberg?
Oh, probably. They had some funny songs.
So, I mean, I just think that guys have had an equivalency of that. And I feel like with almost everything with pop culture, if the men have done something that's thought to be crude or gross, now we live in a time where that same thing is adapted and adopted by women.
Yeah.
We are no longer in a time where men are crude and women are expected to be high class and prim and proper, and to do such crude things that are below them, right?
Yeah.
Anything that a male does that's crude, there is now a female equivalency of it.
Oh, yeah.
The same way guys would constantly talk about, and I think we can say this, right? I'm not trying to be gross, but I think guys in the past have constantly talked about their testicles.
Oh, yeah. Lots.
Right? Talking about their balls.
D's.
Yeah. And it is crude, right? But it's like that's always been, and I'm not trying to give a pass to guys for talking about stuff like that. It's just you would never hear women talk about their female anatomy, the equivalency of it.
No, yes.
But now you do. In the same vernacular, right? The same way that guys talk about it. And I think there's a lot of it that's like, well, guys do it, so we can too. It's like, yeah, but the guys really shouldn't maybe be doing that, right? Like,
not. Yeah.
Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you should get a pass to do it as well.
Guys and girls should be different in the way they act. And I'm not saying that to be sexist, even though some people will probably think it is sexist. But guys are different animals. We are not as evolved emotionally. And we are more crude beasts. Because we are the beasts of burden. We are the ones who do the hard stuff when it needs done. And no offense to the women that do, because a lot of them do, but there's just 10,000s of years of evolution that have led us to the point where we like to make fun of our genitalia, ourselves, and our friends.
Yes.
And you can't change it in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't feel like women, I don't know if they need to say the same things that we're saying to be equal.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's my take on it, is like you're saying that they're using that, instead of using it as like an adverb, they're just using it as a verb.
Yeah.
They're using it as a noun, right? Which just reminds me a lot of how men would use that same thing that I was talking about, which I think is going to have to be removed because it's kind of profane. Men being kind of graphic and gross about things, and women doing basically the equivalency of it.
Yeah.
But women can't say, I just, but they can be like, I gushed.
Yeah.
But it's like, we had that song that was WAP.
Yeah.
If you told me 10 years ago that was a thing that was going to exist, I would have been like, no way.
Nah, never happening.
And honestly, it came out and people didn't even bat an eye.
Yeah.
Like, people were not even really bothered by that.
It wasn't playing on the radio stations I listened to.
Talk radio?
Yeah, AM.
I don't know.
I think the moral of the story here is, if you're posting things on social media about your children, try to use the word gushing instead of gush.
I mean, maybe they just can't smell. Okay, so gushing, Gushing.
Yeah.
That's not what they used?
Gush.
Yeah, but that's gushing.
No ing.
Oh.
Gush. You got it, Ridge?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They let the ing off the end. That's where the problem is.
Yeah, gush.
Because
most commonly means a sudden, copious flow of fluid, or expressing extravagant emotional enthusiasm.
the second part of that definition is not what people use it for in pop culture.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So watch what you say about your children. especially your lady.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah. No, that's all I got on that. What do you think, Ridge? Is it a wrap?
Use different words.
Yeah, use different. Gushing, fantastic.
Gush, also fantastic.
In a different context.
Yes. Gushers, awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Ridge. Your bass baritone makes me gushing.
Oh, you're welcome, Shelby. Have a good evening.
Good night.